can survive just as well without contributing to this, why would I continue to contribute to that? And I couldn't find a good answer to that. So as a result,
I'll be honest. Yeah, you're kind of right, man.
all right, so today I'm going to be asking people, are they vegan? And if the answer is no, why are they not vegan? And for every person I can get to dedicate to giving veganism a chance, to cutting animal abuse out of their diet, I'm going to be donating $10 to the Against Malaria Foundation, which essentially provides anti-malaria nets to those in need in developing countries and is one of the most effective charities that you can possibly give to. So that being said, let's get on with it. Hey buddy, how you doing? Oh, you going? Oh, hey, buddy. How you doing? Oh, okay.
Always the white people, isn't it?
It's always the white people. Every time.
Oh my god.
What's up, man? You look like you give financial advices.
No, I need some financial advice, though. That's for sure. I could definitely do with an accountant or something. I'm trying to ask people a question today. So I'm doing a YouTube video at the moment, right? And I'm doing like a kind of interview.
Am I on it?
You are, but you don't have to be if you don't want to. So that's all good.
No, I don't really care.
Okay, cool. So I'm asking the people the question, if you're not vegan, which I assume you're not, because most people aren't, why?
Because protein.
If you could theoretically get protein without like killing animals, for example, so no meat, no eggs, no milk, and you could still get that same protein, would you be willing to do that? Is that the only barrier there for you?
Yeah. I mean, if it tasted good and like it gets what I need, I mean, yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, if I told you that you actually can, right? So I've been vegan for like 8 years. Even like Arnold Schwarzenegger, the protein king, says that you can go vegan. Plus a wide myriad of studies, right, have been done on the topic. And there's no significant difference between the quality of protein from plant-based sources versus meat-based sources. In fact, one of the US world record-holding weightlifters that went to the Olympics was actually vegan himself. But the only one that made it from the US was vegan. So protein is like not an issue, right? So
right.
If we can avoid, like for milk, they kill the baby cows. For eggs, they throw the baby chickens into blenders, for example, because they can't produce eggs. If we can avoid this stuff while still getting that protein, my question is, shouldn't we do that? And what do you think about that?
You can be vegan and still get your protein and stuff like that. I mean, it's just stuff we don't really hear often. Well, I don't hear often. So like, I mean, I would like have no problem trying to be vegan. Like, I'm an open-minded guy, so like it's whatever, really. Have you seen the guy on TikTok that saves dogs? It's pretty good. And then like when I see the guy, like he goes to like these slaughterhouses and like you got these really small cages, like those chicken wire cages, and they got dogs with their arms tied behind their backs, bro. It's like I feel bad, bro, but like I've seen a couple videos where like people killed like cows and stuff like that, and it's like I do feel bad,
Yeah, no, that's really a good point, because when we see animals in these like crowded cage conditions, whether it's a dog is something that most people can kind of associate with, right? We have this instinct to want to get them out, right? We want to like untie them, get them out of the cage. And for some reason, when it comes to like pigs or cows or chickens, we kind of lose that, right? It's just a matter of taking that feeling that we have for the dogs and just transitioning it over to the other animals as well.
Other animals. I feel like the reason we don't have good, like we don't have that feeling for those animals is because we don't have them as pets, I guess.
Absolutely.
We can have a dog or a cat as pets, and then like it's just something normal, right? And like you see another dog being treated bad, it's like you feel bad. And then when it comes to, I mean, you don't see nobody having a pet, like having a pet cow or a pet pig like that usually. So it's like you kind of like fond away from that feeling from.
You have the opportunity to connect with a dog or connect with a cat, but you don't have that opportunity ever at any point in your life to connect with a cow or connect with a pig. And
people will look at you weird.
Yeah, absolutely. And, all it takes is one trip to a farm sanctuary, where we've taken cows out of the conditions where they're walking around in their own poop and they've had their children taken away from them. If you go to a sanctuary where the cow is treated well and they've given a field to run around in and they have the carer come to them every day, give them food, and they're not fearful that their baby is going to be taken, they play fetch. They kick a ball around with you. They will lie on top of you and like cuddle you while you sing to them. They love that shit. And the only reason that we kind of don't see that is because we're never given an opportunity to engage with cows or chickens or pigs in that way. I think that's a really good point you bring up.
Are there facilities that actually do that?
If you put in Farm Sanctuary, Georgia, then I'm sure there will be some near you.
Like I said, I'm open-minded, so I would like to learn, and you know what I mean? Alrighty, man.
Cool, man. Sounds good. Sounds good.
You look like you're a pilot.
Yeah. Maybe in another life. I think I need a bit better eyesight before I'm a pilot, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, I never realized that. I never thought about that. So what was the first question again? I'm not a vegan.
Okay.
I'm not vegan. I think if you're vegan and you're doing it because you want to support the animals, I think it's good to a point. Because like some people just show people videos of like cows getting slaughtered and shit. I think it's kind of like messed up sometimes, but it's like fully true. Like I fully support their point. Like there's like messed up stuff that goes on in like the farms and stuff. But if you're doing it for your health, I think that's good too. But I don't know. I don't know much about it.
Do you know like how the dairy industry works and what the processes are there?
Like all the abuse and stuff.
Yeah, or even just the standard practice.
I've seen this investigator that went in and he like took a video the whole time. He said the only thing they trained you was if you killed a calf, you have to like take the long road around so they don't see on the cameras. There's a lot of drug abuse and like on site too. Basically every calf was abused. Like they just throw them on. A dead calf was just like common. Like even my dad told me a story about one time he's working at this job in like a neighborhood, and across the street they had this farm, and these guys are just throwing these chickens into this cage. And it's just like you see that and it's just like, are you serious? Like
those calves that you're talking about that they kill, if they're a boy, they're taken away because they can't produce milk, right? And they're sent to the slaughterhouse. And if they're less than 24 hours old, it's legal in Australia anyway, but usually it's quite similar across the world. If they're less than a day old, it's legal to use what's called blunt force trauma, which is essentially you beat them to death with a pole or a sledgehammer or something to that effect. And that's kind of bust this bubble that most people think where like cows naturally make milk, you know, what's the point in avoiding it? Unfortunately, there's still a lot of death there. And for chickens or eggs, they throw the baby males into a blender because they can't produce eggs, or they gas them to death as well. So I guess the main question that I have, it sounds like you already know a lot about this, is if we can exist in a way where we don't support these things, why should we continue to support them?
I think if there's the right people running it, I think we'd all find better. Like our reason would be to just because we don't actually want to hurt the animal. I wouldn't mind carrying a calf to a place rather than just throwing it. I think any decent human would like think the reason is because they don't want to hurt the calf, because the calf has a life too, just like us, and they feel pain too, I guess.
So if we could like take all of this cruelty you're talking about, right, like throwing the calves or throwing the chickens into the things, not treating them with respect, if we could take that out of the equation and like think about the best possible case scenario where they all carry the calves onto the truck, and the trucks are like, let's say hypothetically they're laid with hay and cushions and like really nice smelling things and like toys, and the calves are really happy. They get to the slaughterhouse, the calves willingly walk down the nice, pretty kind of thing, and then they're stabbed in the back of the head with electric bolts, and then they have their throat slit.
It's kind of like a predicament. Like it's kind of hard to get like a medium out of that. Like for everyone to eat.
Oh no, I've lost you for a second. Oh, you're gone. Bummer. Okay, so he didn't actually say he would, but we kind of lost him there. But we were having a really, really open-minded conversation, and he was actually willing to think about it, right? He was willing to actually have a really, really honest conversation and think about the things instead of just yelling at me or something like that. So because he was open-minded, I'm going to include that and add another $10 going to the Against Malaria Foundation. Hey there, guys. How you going?
What up, bro?
What up? What are you doing?
Drinking some Michelob Ultras, some wine, nothing much.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah, I'm actually, well, good question. I'm glad you asked. I'm actually here to ask people a question today, right? So, and it looks like you guys might be interesting candidates based on what's like in the back wall behind you there. So I'm asking people, and I think I know the answer to this one already. 1, are you vegan? And 2, if no, then what are your reasons for that?
I'm not vegan, but I'm not one that's like a fucking carnivore. Like I eat meat, but I mostly eat chicken. That's the most like. I know it's not technically meat; it's poultry, but like that's the most meat I eat. I don't really eat red meat a lot and shit like that, but I don't know the real reason for it. I guess it just doesn't disgust me. Some people just don't like the taste, but it doesn't disgust me. I guess it's kind of just the way of life almost that we used to live, and it's just carried on.
Yeah, okay. What about yourself on the right? Do you have any thoughts on any of that?
I honestly couldn't give up meat. I think it's some of the best food ever.
Yeah.
I'm a big eater. Are you vegan?
I am, yeah. I'm a full-on meat eater, like fish and chips, red meat, love steak, love chicken schnitzel at the
So you
pub with
eat
the
fish
boys.
though.
No, not now. When I was 18, I did. Now I'm 27, and I've been vegan since I was 18.
You eat chicken at all or no?
What's your reason?
Okay, so I'll answer one question at a time. So first I'll go to the left. What was the question? Do I eat chicken? I eat no meat, no eggs, no milk. I don't wear wool or leather, anything that comes from an animal, right?
You just not agree with hurting animals and using them? Is that why?
Yeah, good question. So at first, my reason was because I became aware of some of the standard practices in the industry. So for dairy, for milk, right? They take the boys away from the mother cows and they kill them because they don't produce milk. And then eventually they kill the milk producing cows as well. And for eggs, they throw the baby males into a blender or they gas them to death because they can't produce eggs. And meat is pretty self-explanatory. Obviously, you have to kill an animal for meat. So my kind of thought process is if I can survive just as well without contributing to this, why would I continue to contribute to that? And I couldn't find a good answer to that. So as a result,
I'll be honest.
Yeah, you're kind of right, man.
Look, that's a great fucking answer, but honestly, bro, I will kill a fucking animal with my bare hands. I fucking.
You really?
Yeah.
Like for real?
Oh, you going?
Okay.
All right, see you, boys.
Yeah, see you, man.
All right, see you, dude. So again, we didn't get to finish that, but it was a really open-minded conversation, and I think that because they conducted themselves in a way that was respectful, I'm going to count that, and I'm going to give $10 to the Against Malaria Foundation for each of them. So that's $10 for both of them, because there were two of them there. We'll probably call it there. I think I've seen enough of those weird angled shots of guys with no shirts on that are very, very, very suspicious. So gonna leave it there. If you like this video, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, tell me what you think, and of course, share this video with your friends and family so that they can see some of the things that make people want to go vegan, not go vegan. I don't know. Look, do what you want to do. Share it, post it on put it on a billboard, put it up on the main street of your highway, post a link to the URL on your neighborhood Facebook account. Do what you got to do. I'll see you at the next one, and have a good time. Have a good time. What?